can't always edit.
You are recording.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks, Grace.
I'm over there.
Okay. Should we close the door?
Want it closed?
We can stay.
Okay.
You gonna come in and out?
Maybe. So you what you do? You get hot?
Yeah.
You want to pause it? Pause. You can edit, right?
Yeah.
Right, so that's try to make it cool down.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hopefully that's hot. It's getting hot here. You see the video? Take off all your robes
Eh?
with the old people them.
No.
The people them look like them about for each 100 years old.
What do you mean? Them out of fun?
But it's getting hot. You take off all your robes.
Where
Cause that church quiet, you know, of senior citizens.
Oh god. Hey, social media. Alright, ready?
Yeah, man.
Whew. You have to go and make it to go back and that.
You know, in Korea, well, should I say Asia? I know about Japan and Korea. When they sell you a pack of gum, they sell you an extra paper in the in the packet so you can put gum in there.
We are American. They're not doing nothing.
Actually, the thing that the gum came in where you throw away,
And that it was going.
but we're not conscious. We just think, oh, this is a wrapper, throw it away.
No, me put my gum in it. But me better, I don't know where me put mine. Must you take care. Alright. Let's start.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, Mega just do. I think I'm just going to go through the intro and then we'll just start talk to you.
Okay.
So Mega go first and then we'll just get into the interview.
All right.
So we'll do the intro first. Let me test and then let's see how it sounds. And then we'll start again. Just ready? Alright, that should be good. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Mindful, the podcast. Now, I am. Alright, go again. That can be my test. Let me hear it. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Mindful, the podcast. Now, I am. Alright. I hear and hopefully it not too low. Usually when I hear it a little bit more. All of them something book. Alright.
Yep. Well, here's no book. Book here's no.
Yeah, book them because usually me would hear it higher on this. So I'm gonna play it too low. Alright. Ready? Let's record. I think my nod is something right here. I think everything we got. I think so. Looks alright. God, I have a problem with all the time. Me
The
hear,
sound?
yeah. Me hear me, and then my guess me not hear them. Then low.
Oh, so what you can do is both of us can say something at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but alternately.
But we test it, so
Yeah.
we hear it. I just think it.
You doing another test?
Or
Or just gonna go straight into the intro?
Can go straight to the intro. We did test it.
Alright.
If it flatline on my thing, then I know say it really not pick up.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Mindful, the podcast. Now, this recording is actually being done in the sound studio of Japanese Place at 35 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston, Jamaica. I tell you, people, I get in professional in a professional studio. So for creatives, if you want an event space, or if you want a space to record, stream, or even to rehearse, Johnny's Place 35, Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston, Jamaica. Now, people, this is a very special episode because I have my friend, almost my family member.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I'm just waiting on the ring. And then it'll be family.
I tell you about it. Now, guys, my guest is a mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's a homemaker, an entrepreneur, a project manager, a research analyst. You hear how much things? A fashionista.
Yeah.
And she has added even one more title. She's now an author.
Yes.
Right? And I mean, she has taken all her experiences as being a mother and put in a children's storybook.
Yes.
Right? And my guest also, of March in this year, I think, you were featured in Caribbean National Weekly. I think that's
yes.
That's a e-paper, newspaper type thing.
For the diaspora in the United States, yes.
Right. So, you see, my well accomplished and moving on up.
Moving on up.
Friend.
That's what we do.
Now, guys, my guest is no other than Keisha Cameron. Hi, Keisha.
Hi, Celine.
Now, I hear how much titles you have.
Yes.
I list them out and think I know
Holy,
it's author.
holy.
Keisha, for my guests, for my listeners rather, tell me a little about yourself and what you do.
Apart from everything that you just said a while
Apart
ago?
from everything, just
Let
give
me
me
see
a little
what
about
did
you.
you not say? What did you not say? All right, so you would have, basically spoken about all of my many hats that I wear. Many hats, one head. But let's see. I am a very driven person. I can say that, and I'm very hardworking. And I can say this about myself. What I've realized is that all of the titles that you've listed, they have helped to develop me as an individual, and that's one of the reasons I'm able to wear all of those hats. So for example, I do project management, and as a project manager, you have to be very strategic, you have to work with schedules, you have to work with timelines, and so I'm very orderly,
and
very
organized.
structured, very organized, and even though every now and then I'm very fluid in terms of I can break schedule, I always have an idea of what is next to come.
Well, you see, you are everything that I am not.
Oh, the opposite, but that's fine. That's fine.
You're everything that I am not. I don't know how you do it, but I'm going to be inspired, or I am inspired.
I hope so. That's the intention.
Now, Keisha, when we talk about entrepreneurship, people, start one little business, then buy and sell something, that sort of thing. Now, what inspired you? How you got into writing?
All right. So this is not the first time I've been asked this question, but if I tell you, all right, I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can and palatable at the same time. So in 2020, when COVID started, and at the time my son was like a year plus and he was gonna be 2, at the time I was a consultant, and you know that a lot of business places were cutting jobs. Even though I did not lose my job, it dawned on me that I did not have job security. And even though I was employed at the time, at any moment they may decide that we're gonna cut staff, because and we're gonna start with you guys first because you're just consultants, so you're not permanent. We don't necessarily owe you anything, so we can cut you. And having a child is a major responsibility, not just emotionally or physically, but it financially is a big thing. So I needed to ensure that if this thing happened to me, I would have something like a backup plan. So yes, you may have your friends and your family who can support you in the time of need, but guess what? This was a global situation. Everybody was going through it.
And you see, that's a gem that you just drop there.
Yeah.
Job security. A lot of us think that, okay, because we're working now, everything is okay. We can peg everything on the one little job and that sort of thing.
No.
But job security, especially in nowadays world, and the pandemic have really taught us that that's no more. So you have to, as my granny would have said, use your hand and turn.
Fashion.
That's
exactly, that was exactly it. And then the other thing was, I grew up in a very poor family. And so generational wealth and security was also important for me. So in having a child, I wanted security, financial security, and I wanted to create generational wealth. My 9 to 5 is not going to create generational wealth. Yes, you're going to have your pension, and you're going to probably buy one little house and they can get it after. But there were other things, and I also wanted to create a name. So I sat and I thought, and like I could not come up with anything. But then I encountered a little situation with Aiden where, you know, as when you have kids, you want to teach them certain little gems.
Yes.
So that they can be, you know, upstanding citizens in society and make their contribution. And one of that was we were teaching him, his father and I were teaching him to share. So whilst he would learn to share with us, he didn't learn to share with other people just yet because we weren't exposing him that much. And so the opportunity came up, the experience happened, and I'm like, this is such a teaching moment, and it was a learning moment, and this is awesome. How can I share it with other parents? Because I'm a mother, I record everything.
Yes.
I didn't record this. So I'm like, how can I share it with other people? And then the idea just came to me, why not write a book? So creating generational wealth,
yes,
having a backup to your insecure job position, and also wanting to share that message with other people. I'm like, a book idea would be great, and I kind of have the time, so why not do it? And that's how that came about.
And that is so awesome that, you know, the light bulb went off in your head that a book. Because I was listening to something the other day, and the person was actually talking about the same thing, building wealth and what you can do to build wealth. And the person said books. Books is such a passive, they call it passive income. You write it one time and it lasts throughout years and generations and all of that. And it brings in the income. Books.
Yes. So even if it is not a physical book like this one, you do have ebooks, because, you know, we're becoming very digitized.
Yes.
So you do have ebooks. But like you said, you do it one time and you literally can just leave it. If you want to kind of push your book so you can become like a best-selling author, do the groundwork and all of that, and then you leave it, you can do that. But books will always be around.
And then you can have different versions.
And you can have different versions of books. Yes.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
So why that idea never come to me?
I don't know.
But it's so good that you use, you know, your son's experiences or your experience with your son and use them as teachable moments for others.
Yes.
Because I have a copy of the book.
Yes.
And I read it with my son. And you know what I loved about it was even the illustration.
Yes.
The illustration is big.
Yes.
And I don't know how you guys get it to look like you. Me know you.
So
others might not know you and your family, so they might not connect. But when I looked at it, I'm like, no, this is like real.
That was deliberate. That was deliberate. Because the thing is, what you realize with a lot of books, right? Children don't necessarily know how to read words depending on their age. And at the time, Aiden was 2, so he wouldn't have learned to read words just yet. But children connect with pictures.
Yes.
And now we want children especially to be more self-aware. So when you look in a book and you see someone who is not a representation of you, you may just be reading. But when you see somebody who looks like you, you're like, oh wow, another child that looks like me. And so it connects even. And
that's what caught the attention of even my son.
Yes.
Because, I mean, when he said, okay, let's read a book. Oh, no, you know, the complaint.
Yes.
Oh, book.
Boring.
But when we opened the book and he saw, like, the pictures were so big and bright, you know, and he's like, okay. So before he even saw the words, he saw the characters. And he just kept looking at, oh, the boy have a ball.
Yes.
And then skip, oh, it's a bicycle. What am I going to do with the bicycle and the ball? Before we even started reading the story. So he practically skip and see all the pictures.
Read the pictures.
Then we went to reading the story.
Yeah. That's how kids
and then it made a connection. So brilliant. And then what else you notice at the end of the book also, there's activities there. Yes.
Yeah. So because the age group that it connects with is like from 2 to about 11.
Yes, because my son is 7.
You want to connect with the 2-year-olds, and you know the 2-year-olds, they like to color. And that's one of the reasons that that activity is there.
Brilliant idea, Keisha.
Thank
Brilliant.
Thank you.
And I just love how now you're making it into a series.
Yes, it's a
Because
series.
the first book, Aiden
learns
learns
to
to
share.
share, and now we have a new book out.
Yes, Aiden learns responsibility. Yes.
So I'm loving that, all the little experiences, all the little gems for the little ones, going into a storybook.
Yes.
So kudos,
Thank
and
you.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, girl, I'm not an author. I don't know how. I never write a book. How easy or hard was it? How was the process?
All right. So writing the book, having the idea was not as hard because I love reading and I love writing, and that was my thing, reading and writing. So I used to write short stories when I was a kid.
Okay.
Right? But the hard part was getting it from writing it to publishing it.
Oh.
So for me, because I did it during COVID, we were under lockdown and all that kind of stuff, you literally, I had the process to take it from the words to having it into a book format. I had to do a lot of research, but I appreciated it because that part of it was actually very difficult. Because you know how we are. Sometimes if you know somebody who has done it before, you're going to call them and say, so how you did do this? How you did do this? But what I found is that not a lot of persons would be willing to share that information with you.
Okay.
Almost everybody said to me, go and you can do the research. And I'm like, okay. I mean, there was one lady, and I admire her so much. She's a published author of many books. Melanie Schwab.
Okay.
Melanie Schwab did not self-publish. I wanted to self-publish, but she gave me ideas, and then she explained to me that she didn't do self-publishing, but she told me how she did her publishing in terms of getting someone. But then she said to me, I really don't know much about self-publishing, but I can tell you where you can go and find out some information. That was a little bit more encouraging than somebody be like, just do some research.
Yes.
And I'm talking about best-selling authors in Jamaica who are self-publishing. They're like, just do some research. And I'm like, I felt disheartened at first. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do some research. And luckily for us, in this century and in today's day, month, hour, all of that information is available somewhere. So whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or even YouTube or even Google, all of that. So I went and I watched my videos, and there was a particular lady, I think she's from either New Zealand or Australia. I saved her video. She took you from where you wrote the book to where you self-published the book to the point where you got a copy of the book in your hand.
And I love that you research and you ask questions. And I tell people all the time, sometimes when you think you'll get the help from somewhere or somebody,
that's not where it comes from.
But you have to do the research. And a lot of us, we want to do things, but then we just sit down and think that it just going to automatically come. The idea come, but then what next? And we have to do our research. So whether it's a product, whether it's a book, you have to do the research. Whether it's a podcast, you have to do your research on topics, on people, on equipment, simple equipment.
Everything.
Just like a mic,
setup.
Everything. You have to.
Everything.
And so we can't just sit down and think that everything is going to come to us. We have to do the research, and we have to keep pressing. Because you heard what you said, you got a little disheartened.
Yes, I did.
But I'm glad that you didn't just sit up and say, say this too hard and nobody not help me, and just because you have two lovely books that children really, really love.
Thank you.
So it's a good thing that you keep pressing.
And one of the other things that came from it is this level of self-gratification, knowing that you did this and people love it and say, Keisha, I really like the book, my son really love. Every time we're going to bed and I said, do you want to read something? They're like, yes, I want to read Aiden Learns to Share. I want to read Aiden Learns Responsibility. And I did this. And not only that, you will learn a lot of things. So even if you make a mistake, if you're going to do it again, you can look back on the lessons you would have learned and master the craft better. And also, from the negative experiences, depending on the kind of person you are, you will want to help someone else. So you know that people physically are not going to be as willing. So you'll be like, you know what? I'm going to be that lady from New Zealand who created that video so that people can just get it for free. So they'll know step by step exactly how to publish a book or
Pay
how
it
to
forward.
self-publish a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay it forward. Yeah. So different things came from that experience for me.
And that's so good. You know, and as I say, I'm just glad that you never stop and you press on.
Yes.
And that's a gem, guys. You have to keep pushing. Do not let anybody or anything, because the time is gonna come when you're gonna feel disheartened. Things won't take long. You're gonna get roadblocks along the way. But if you really, really want to do something, and if you really know that yes, this is my future, your legacy, as you said, you want to build generational wealth, you have to just keep pressing and learn from the mistakes.
Yes.
Have to. So, Keisha, did you in a million years dream that you'd become an author?
No. No. When I was a child, I wanted to be a scientist. And when I was in high school, I wanted to be a bank manager. And then at one point, I wanted to do law. I mean, I have a law degree, but I don't use it like that. I'm a research analyst.
So you're a lawyer too?
I mean, I have a degree. Sorry, I have a degree. But I've wanted to be so many things, but I've never dreamt of being anything published. I just know that I'm going to work and I'm going to get some money and I'm going to pay bills and I'm going to buy food and that's going to be it, and then I'm going to retire and then eventually I'm going to pass on to the next life. And that was, but then as the days go by, you start finding more interesting things as you get older, as you have children, your level of thinking becomes different and you start to do things that you never even looked at yourself and say, I want to do that.
Yes.
And
in this world now, I mean, we can dream big, think big. There's nothing, I mean, I always say that in my time, when you go to university and all of that, your parents, they don't encourage you to do anything else but to become a lawyer, doctor, Indian chief. But now in today's world, whatever does pop up in our heads, we can move forward with it. And I admire you for that also, because the many hats that you have. Even with coming out with this new book now, right? I hear that you have another product. That is coming out.
Yes, I actually launched it yesterday as a part of my entrepreneurial portfolio.
And what is that, my dear?
So it's so I call it Oh Honey.
Okay.
Oh Honey. So that's like a immune booster. I call it an immune booster. So it's made from honey and other natural stuff like onion and garlic and lime and cherries for vitamin C, and what else I put in there? Holy for other niceness.
Okay,
oh yes, ginger and turmeric. So what had happened, and you see, entrepreneur, anything can become a thing. So what had happened was that in July I had the flu and Aiden had the flu, but since I'm trying to change my eating habits and trying to go more natural, I did not want to take him to the doctor and then give me DPH or some cough syrup or whatever, because they're always right, and I did not want to do that. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna try a healthy,
like a real Jamaican mother. You're gonna try the home remedy first.
And I mix up all of those things with the honey, and within like probably the first 2 days I realized that certain things started to subside, and then within a week and a half we were better. We never take any of the pharmaceutical stuff. Of course, your nutrition is still important, and taking in your liquids, your water and your juices and all that kind of stuff. But we never had to struggle with it for an extremely long time. And then one of my other friends was sick, and I said, you want me to make some of this thing for you? And I gave it to her. But the way I gave it to her, like how it looked, she said, why you don't sell it? I'm like, girl, nobody not gonna buy this from me. And she's like, Keisha, really and truly, because honey expensive, let me just start here. Ginger expensive, ginger is in it, and turmeric expensive. So she's like, girl, sell it. And I said, would you buy it? And she said, absolutely, because she wanted to buy it. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna think about it. And of course, I don't do anything without praying about it, and I just prayed about it. And the first thing I wanted, and how I knew, I said, all right, the first thing I need is some jars. So I was by one of my friends, she's also an entrepreneur, and I was saying to her, I said, I need some jars. I'm gonna order some jars on Amazon. And she said, we have some jar. You want them?
There you go.
And I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, I have like about 70 jars. I'm like, yeah, I have how much
70?
jars? She said 70. And I don't want them anymore. And I said, you're going to just give them to me? And she said, yeah, girl. Her friends are kind of crazy.
You see how the universe always aligns with whatever we want to do. Once you set out, once you have the idea and you set out, say, this is what I'm going to do.
Yes.
I tell people that the universe always aligns.
Yes, it does. And there's another thing that is important in your journey as well. Having the right people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because she never had to do that, But she said, I don't know what to do with them because I'm not using them anymore. And she just gave me, and she said, you know what, even funny, I didn't tell her what I was going to use it for, She just said to me, girl, you can sell your honey something in it.
There you go.
I'm like, wow, look at you.
That's God.
Look at you. Yes, look at you, God. Thank you.
Telling you that this is where you need to go.
And, and that part would have been the most expensive part, because to buy that amount of jar, that's weight.
Yes.
And then you have to pay customs fees, which is over $50. So you know, so that's not enough. And all that kind of stuff. So everything was just aligning. So I'm like, yes, and I launched it. I sold off the first batch, and I made some more, and they're in my car for me to deliver after this session. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm busy.
And that's what I want to tell you, people, that whatever you want to do, go after it. Try.
No idea is too small or impossible or crazy.
You just
try. Just try.
Even this studio that we're in. I mean, my friend Chris, this whole place, he had another idea for it before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit, and he had to change the idea. And my husband always give the story that, it's me, make him do that sound studio, for you. Because I tell him that you need a space, to do your thing. And then he say, it's a good idea. So, I mean, you have to just run with whatever it is. As you said, do the research and just go after it. If it don't work out, it don't work out. But
it's a risk.
You just move ahead,
it's a risk,
try, and that is the whole thing. You have to try. And sometimes you have to experiment also to see what you might be good at and what works. So you with your many hats. You do many things, but is what sticks, is what you love and all of that. Nothing wrong with multitasking and multi-passionate and multi-everything.
Money out there for make, Don't let nobody fool you. People are poor, but there is money out there.
Yeah, because the millionaires, they don't stop.
There is money out there.
They have an idea they put, and the thing is, when they have one product that they might, Bill Gates, yes, they might do Microsoft and computer and all of that, but it not stop there. So it invest in other things.
Yes, he does.
And other people and other ideas.
And those things, investments, yield returns. Some of them are risky, so you may lose. But the important thing is, if you don't take the risk, you will never know what is going to yield or not. And of course, like any life cycle, you have your ups and you also have your downs. So in the down moment, you don't just stay there. You try to figure out how can you come back on this thing, or are you gonna pause it and try something else? Because you can't just stay there and be like, woe is me and it's the end of the world. You have to try. So for me, like even with the book, I have not launched the second book just yet. So people are aware of it, but the sort of marketing that I want to do around it, I haven't started as yet. But then I did not just sit down and say, all right, I'm going to wait until October. I came up with something else, which is the Oh Honey, and decide I'm going to just, because that one was kind of easy. The book launch will be a whole event. So it's, it's different. So you try and fill in. And I'm still employed. And I got to go to work every day.
And you're still a mom.
I'm still a mom. 24 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
But you have to try. And that's what I want to bring across to my listeners, that you have to do something. Have to.
Yeah.
Keep going, keep pushing. Nothing will just come to you. Try. If it fails, we'll move on, start again.
Yes.
But try.
Yes.
Try. Now, as we said, you're a mom and all of that. And I'm a mom too, and I know how hard it is being a mother. Well, we just have one little picnic. Some people will say, You know, when I don't have none yet until I have 2, 3, 4.
There's a reason I don't have 2, 3, 4.
Because I know how it is. Time having a picnic, time
financial,
oh my God,
mental, everything, physical,
emotion, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you. And by the way, Aiden, Keisha's son, and what the books are, who the books are really about.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden is one big man. How old is he, you know?
Aiden just turned 4 on Tuesday.
4 going on to
40. We're going on to 40, man.
He's special.
He is.
He is special. I mean, just love how, you know, he's growing and he's growing, and like how, you know, you just encourage him to be himself.
Yes.
You know, him and I like how he just experiment with everything. He's not a fear.
No, he does not. He does not. And he's very, very mature and very, what's the word? He's not responsible. Like, he's just really mature and self-sufficient to some extent. You understand?
And I love that. I love that. That, you know, you're just encouraging him. Whatever he's doing, you know, I like how you guys just encourage him to do it.
Just
try it.
Yeah.
I love that. But Keisha, what's the most rewarding thing that you have ever experienced as a mother?
Okay, so you said as a mother, but there are two very rewarding things. So the first thing was when the whole experience of giving birth. So when I saw him, oh my God. You know, somebody said, you'll never know love until you see a baby. I'm like, please, I've been in love. I'm in love. I know what love is. I love my mom. I love my spouse. I love my sisters. I love my daddy. I love my best friend. I love my friends. I know I love it. But when I saw that baby, I'm like, I can't explain it. It was so different, and it was like every day I love him more than the day before, and I never knew that was possible. I'm like, I can't. And the thing that shocked me was like, this one is mine. I'm not sending him back anywhere. I mean, sometimes I wish I could send him back.
Me every day.
to some real parents, because it couldn't be me. But like, I can't believe this one is actually mine. And then you know, when you teach them certain things, like you teach them to say thank you, and then you will say something to him. I remember one time I said to him, like, I put on some clothes on him and I was dressing him up, and I looked at him and I'm like, you're so handsome, and he said thank you. And I'm like, in my head I'm like, who taught him to say thank you when he gets a compliment? And that made me feel really good, because that came from his daddy. So his dad said, you know, when you get compliments, you're supposed to say thank you. You know, say please, say good morning. Those are the things. So you feel proud. That one is mine.
And they soak up everything.
And
they
do.
See.
They do.
They watch you.
They
do. watch you and see what you do and how you react, and you know, them soak up everything.
Yes, they do.
So I mean, but I know how rewarding it is when you see the little face, and when you come home, no matter how bad a day you're having, you know, they come home and it's like, Mommy! You're their everything.
Yeah, Mommy! And they come and hug you. I missed you today. Mommy, I love you.
And it's always one of them bad days we have, you know, you come home and don't want to see nobody, and that is the time they just come.
Run
you never hug. I want to hug. I love you. And then you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, all right, fine. Let me just.
Or they come out with the compliment, and you're like, okay, all right.
Yes, that is true.
All right, but for me, I know that having my son, he taught me patience. Listen, no. But with him teach me like a patience, you know, and knowing he has also taught me that I don't have to be perfect, and things are wrong, because I'm like a neat freak when I'm ready, you know. Always want this in place.
Me
and
too.
We must do this before this and that sort of thing. But having him, I realize that everything can be out of work.
All of that gone through the door. All of that.
Sometimes, oh my God. So he has taught me patience, and that I don't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be perfect. Everything around me don't have to be perfect.
Yes.
We just have to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't have to be a little cookie cutter world or that sort of thing. Because even nowadays, just to get one little picture with him, is a task.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's big boy stage. Like,
Oh,
mommy,
yes.
picture
yes, yes.
again. I don't want to take pictures. So a head back shot me, I forget half a time. Or makeup face in pictures.
I sneak one.
My gosh. But I mean, what's the biggest lesson in motherhood for you? What have Aiden taught you?
What has Aiden taught me?
Then teach me nothing and then ride with.
Yeah, there's so much. You said patience. That is true. That is true because with Aiden, it takes a lot of patience to. I don't want to say deal with him, but you see, because he's a child, there are certain things you have to understand, or I had to learn to understand that when I tell him one time, he will not necessarily do it.
Yes.
So if he's and I had to learn also to break stuff down very small. So he will want me to give him something, and I will say no. And he will say, why? When them start the why, and he will say, why? And then he will start crying because they go through that stage where they start throwing tantrums. And then you have to hold yourself sometimes and say, catch me, Jesus, because. And then you're like, so for me, I had to learn to be patient with him. And I had to learn to, understand that he's not my age, so I have to break things down and explain. And even if he does it again the second time, I don't have to, be on him and be like, I'm gonna tell you already, and yeah. So patience, and also having him taught me that I am a superhuman person.
Trust me.
No, like, listen, I'm a superhuman person because.
Trust me.
That don't have it as much, I swear to you. I'm not diminishing their responsibility.
I understand fully.
But I'm so superhuman because when I get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, get ready for school, and the breakfast and the this, and then when I carry him to school and come back and I have to do work and then I have to straighten up the house, and then it's coming up to time for me to pick him up. When I pick him up, I have to be juggling because sometimes I work from home, juggling him and work make sure him eat, make sure him bathe. Then it's dinner time coming up and him daddy soon come home. I have to make sure that I get food for him and the place is in order. And then when Aiden wants to play and running up and down, and you have 101 million things to do, and you just and I'm like, one day I step back and I'm like, I'm a super person. No, listen.
No, moms are superhumans.
Yes, and the
when
thing
you have
is,
a child,
worst.
Children, you're a superhuman.
Worst. And the thing is, we make it look easy because we do all of it.
Yep.
And we hardly complain. You may hear us say 1 or 2 times, I'm tired.
Yep.
We're tired.
And I mean, that tired, that used to piss me off. Every time when I say I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and my husband used to be like, "So go lie down,
no,
go rest,
no,"
and that used to just piss me off because I'm saying, no, understandably, it's not just a go lie down simple thing like how you can say, I'm tired, I'm just gonna go lie down.
No,
because when you go, and my son used to have a thing that even when I do lie down,
him coming to you.
Him come to me. So he doesn't. His father is there beside him. And he does not go to his father.
They all do
Him
this
come
thing.
and wake you up.
Yes.
Mommy can have juice.
Yes.
Mommy, the remote is not working.
Yes.
Mommy, and I'm like, so, where your father?
Go to your father. I will be sleeping. And Ada come in, Mommy, I need a snack, please.
Yeah.
And him opening my eye. I'm sleeping and him opening my
Same
eye.
way.
And I'm like, Jesus, Aiden, can you go to your father?
Yeah. My child hit me so till him just keep tapping you so till he tap you to the ground.
Girl, one day I fell asleep because it was one of those days I was tired. And I don't normally sleep in the day, because there are so many things to do.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. No, that's not true. His father was sleeping and he came to me and he said he wants... I'm sorry. He said he wants something to drink. And I said, ask daddy, because I didn't know that his daddy was sleeping. He's like, but he's sleeping.
Oh no. Yes.
He's gonna be grumpy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So me not sleep.
Yeah.
Me not be grumpy. Seriously.
That's all of them because I thought it was just my son.
No, he's sleeping.
Because my son does not wake his father.
No, he does not.
So once I'm in the house, he does not wake his
No,
father.
he does not.
Daddy's sleeping.
Daddy's sleeping.
Or daddy's working.
Daddy doing something.
So that means we don't work.
No, we
don't
not.
sleep. We don't anything at all.
No, we do not. Daddy could be relaxing and I'm elbow deep in water.
Yeah.
Washing something in the kitchen and him coming and him
Yep.
tapping me. Mommy, come, I want to. No, Aiden, not now. Go and ask daddy. But daddy playing a game. Daddy relaxing. Daddy
Yeah.
relaxing. Daddy relaxing.
Daddy on the computer.
Daddy relaxing. What? Mommy want to relax. You go ask daddy.
I call it the invisible load of motherhood.
Listen, man, we're super people. We're
Superhumans. And I don't know how like single mothers do it because
hats off to them.
yeah.
I have the most respect for them because they're juggling. They're being two parents.
Yes.
Two parents.
Without the help, and I don't know, emotionally and just mentally, me drain half the time. And I have
And you
somebody
have
that I
support.
can say,
And you have support.
look at
Yes,
him.
yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So hats off to the single
Yes.
parents.
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. But I mean, Keisha, how you balance life and work?
Scheduling. Remember I said I started off by saying that I'm a project manager.
Mhm.
So one of the skill sets that I learned was scheduling.
Mhm.
Major scheduling. So my life is kind of boring, but it's kind of lively. I know what I'm supposed to do at every hour.
Oh Lord.
Well, not to the T like that,
Mhm.
but I know each activity that needs to be done. So I know that I need to get up at 4
You need
because
to
I have
teach
to
me.
walk. No, listen, I'm gonna tell you, it takes practice. I have to get up in the morning at 4 because I need to walk. Then I need to come back by 5:30 the latest, or by 6 o'clock. Well, 5:30 the latest,
Mhm.
so that I can start getting stuff ready for 8.
Yeah.
So his breakfast, I'm going to wake him up at 6, and then I'm going to give him something because he takes a little while to wake up.
Yes.
So wake up and he's grumpy. Hey, would you like something? No, I just want to play. I want to go back to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm
that's my son,
tired.
grumpy
So
in the
it
morning.
takes like 30 minutes to get him out of that funk, and then give him something to eat, and then so I schedule everything. I know I drop him off by this time. I have meeting from 8:30 to 11. I do that, and I know that by 12:30 I need to be wrapping up so that I can go and get him. When he come home, I need to bathe. Like, I know everything that needs to be done.
So you
And
must have a support system.
I do. His dad. His
Okay.
dad is, but the thing is, his dad, his work schedule is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is, when he is at home, I try to ensure that if I know that he's coming home early on a particular day, I try to either leave some stuff for when he's not there, and so that when he comes home, all of us can spend time together.
Mhm.
And so, for example, we eat meals together
Okay.
when he's there. And at first, not bashing him or anything, but he never thought it was such a big deal. Like, he's like, we don't necessarily have to eat together. If he's hungry and you are hungry, just eat without me. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I need for all of us to eat together.
Yeah.
Because if that's just one thing, it's a bonding moment.
Yes.
And
it
this
is.
will stay with him because it's something that I did when I was a child. And it's important.
Yes, because I used to do that too.
Yeah.
We had to eat together, even if it's a Sunday mornings.
Even one time for the week.
One time you have
You
to
have to eat
be
a
around the
meal
table
together.
and you have to eat together.
Yeah.
And it's funny you said that because I am trying to. The other day we used to eat together when my son was younger, but then life come and everybody busy and up
it
and up.
happens.
So you mostly eat in front of the TV now, or you catch one anytime you
It
can. You
happens.
just
It happens.
half of the time my meals are in the car. So I don't even know. Me a master of driving and eating. But I said to him the other day that we need to start eating together. And I have a dining room that my husband take over. All them things just spread out.
over.
Them use that film like sanitizing the area. And I'm like, I'm clearing off this table. I'm clear off the entire table. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, we're gonna start eating around the table.
Yeah.
Girl, me get about 2 times of that. And that went through the window. But
The important thing is that you started. So even if
Yes.
it is that it went through the window, at some point in time you can pick it up.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it during the Christmas period,
Mhm.
or doing some special holiday or birthdays or whatever. So whenever the opportunity comes, because just like I said, life happens. When we were children, I don't know what your mother's like, your home situation was, but one of the reasons we could have done that was because my mother was at the time housewife was a job title.
okay,
So my mother
yeah.
was a housewife. my dad was a farmer. So him used to come home and mommy did already cook because she's always at home.
There.
So we could have facilitated that. No, me work, daddy work.
Everybody,
so everybody's not together all the time, but we try to have it at least one time for the week. You understand? So we make that time, and then on his days off, he will spend a lot of time with Aiden, more time than I would, just so that he can catch up on certain things. And then I do things to make them comfortable, like make a meal and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny that you ask about that, because that's one of the reasons I wrote the second book, Aiden Learns Responsibility.
Yes.
So the first book was Aiden Learns to Share, and I was the main adult character in that book. This book is with him and his dad. So his dad was teaching him responsibility. And you also mentioned about the single mothers.
Yes.
I wanted this book, not necessarily because it's not a single situation for me and his dad and him, but I also wanted fathers to understand that they play an important role in raising a child.
Yes, they
One
do.
of my friends said to me one time, because as mothers, we're like, yo, me don't need no man. Once you have your child and you find that love, you're like, if him father can go on about him, you don't mean it. But sometimes you're like, the way me go on with everything, me don't need nobody. But my friend said to me one time, a woman cannot raise a man.
True.
And that is
so
facts.
true.
So this book was especially for his dad, because I've watched him teach Aiden certain things.
Yes, that's so
he's
true.
teaching him to be a boy.
Yes.
I would teach him to just do little things, do little things. He's teaching him to be a male. His dad loves gardening. And Aiden have 2 water boots, and him have his own gardening tools. If it was left up to me, that would have never happened. Aiden learned to wash plates.
Yeah. Because I remember my son when he was even being potty trained, and certain things I had to say, well, you reach a point now where I don't know how to stand up.
You don't.
I don't know how to do that. So you know what?
Daddy.
I have to say to my husband, your turn. You have to come in.
Daddy.
You have to teach him how to bathe himself now. You have to teach him how to do these things, because that's a man.
Yes.
Like, to go to the barber is a big thing, because I told my husband, I'm like, you can't go barber. Me don't know what we got to tell barbers if we do. I said that's a man thing. You take him, because certain things is a man. No matter how you're around and so certain things, and the way he sometimes reacts to certain things or think about certain things. Daddy, I can't teach him that.
Daddy.
So daddy might be a little rough sometimes. But I'm like, he will get the lesson.
Yes, he will get it. You know what's funny? His dad is not rough. I'm the rough parent. I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the one who threatened with the strap.
Okay.
I'm the one who'd be like, but his daddy, he just need to see him. He just need to feel him present. I remember one time I was on the phone with my friend outside the house, and Aiden was bawling. I don't remember what he was crying for, and he was carrying, how them can get loud. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And my friend said, what happened? Aiden, stop crying. I said, guess. He said, father, come. I said, all he did was open the door. And he just turned off like a light switch.
Yep. And that is how they are.
But if it was me,
continue. The tantrum.
I was tired. And when he finished, he would come and say, Mommy, I feel better now. But he not stop. But yes, they need the male, the father, not even just for the boys, but for the girls as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Another presence is there. But like I said, or like you said, hats off to the single parents, because they're having it. It's challenging for you, even with support, much less them without. So yeah.
But tell you, man. But what lessons, coming back to the book side of things, what lessons have you learned in becoming an author? So for the parenting side, you learn patience, and that you have to break down things into their little world for them to understand. What about on the book side? How has it been venturing into writing a book, something new?
Let's see. I've learned quite a bit of stuff.
One, you have to research. We know that.
Yes. Apart from the researching part, you'll never know if you're good at something or if it will work unless you actually try.
Okay.
and see things through to the end, no matter how things may look dim now. See things through to the end.
You hear people gem. That's a
See
gem.
things through to the end.
That's it.
Yes, see things through to the end. Because in the process, you're going to climb the hill before you go down into the valley, or before you reach the top and or plateau. Always. So when you get to that bump, it doesn't mean you're gonna stop. It means that maybe there is something better around the corner. So let me just continue and see what's next.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing. Yeah. Like
And do you have any regrets at all?
Absolutely not. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I wish I had thought of this idea years ago. Years ago.
Nothing before its time. Nothing before its time. And I mean, years ago you wouldn't have Aiden to
That's
write
true.
about.
That's
so,
true. That's true.
The time is right.
The time is right.
And we're gonna grow with Aiden. So we have lots more books.
Yes.
A whole lot more books because we're gonna keep growing with Aiden and learning all the lessons that Aiden is learning.
as well. Yes.
And that you and your significant other is also learning.
Yes.
So you hear me a hint, maybe a little parenting book and guide need to come out soon.
Yeah.
I give my guests all the ideas,
I give you ideas.
Them make it work.
I'm gonna make it work.
Everybody will make
you just
the
give me an
idea.
idea and I'm gonna make it work.
Or me push to do things, them always do it.
Yes.
So
they gave me an idea a while ago.
I don't want no long thing to, we want it just like how it Aiden learns responsibility and learns to share. So we want it to, big and bold and to the point.
Yes.
And it just liquid in our big head. The adults them.
Absolutely.
Same way, so Keisha, what's in the future for you?
To be honest, I don't know yet until it actually gets here, because when it comes to like different ventures, I don't know that it's a venture until it's a light bulb moment. So like I did not know that I would be doing this book writing thing, children's book. I didn't know I was going to have the honey the honey mix so when it comes, I'm just
gonna go after it.
But I know that it's going to be something that I really love and that I'm going to put my all into. And of course I'm going to incorporate my friends and family in it, because trust me, Celine, that's my Rock of Gibraltar. My friends and my family. Yeah.
Yes.
Rock of Gibraltar.
There you go. But let's have a little bit more. Let's go on the fun side now. I know you're more like a fashionista,
Yes, girl.
From long time
yes,
too.
ma'am.
Right? Always on fleek.
Yes.
Share with my listeners your best style staple. What's the one thing or things that you should have in your closet, in your wardrobe, for that you can build on? Or
nice. All right. One thing. Can I name three?
Yes.
All right, fine. All right, 4. I'm gonna name 4 things. 1, neutral color. No, not neutral, because I don't go neutral when it comes to shoes. Always have a sexy kitten heel. Okay. One very nice color.
Yeah, because we always wear kitten heels.
Like for example, burnt orange. Burnt orange can go with anything. Burnt orange? Yes, or red.
Okay.
Can go with anything. It makes your outfit pop.
Yes.
The next thing is have a solid color jeans. So whether it's a black jeans or a blue jeans, remember you can dress that up any day of the week. Have a white t-shirt.
Okay.
As much as people be like, white t-shirt, you can do anything with a white t-shirt.
That's true.
Because you can wear it with the jeans, you can put on a cardigan over it, a blazer jacket, over it, and have a blazer. So those 4 things. That's a whole outfit right there.
Yeah. That's
a
true.
blazer. I mean a black blazer or no grey blazer.
You have stand now with my black blazer.
Everybody have black blazer. I mean one nice color, like probably like a
royal
green
blue.
or a blue, or even a pinstripe. Them have some really cute blazers. So a blazer, a white t-shirt. You can always dress up a white t-shirt and jeans and a pair of nice color kitten heels.
You hear, listeners? Yeah. So we're giving you little tips. Too. We're not just talking about books, and we're giving little tips, life lessons. So you hear it. Always have a
blazer,
jeans, a blazer,
a white t-shirt,
and a nice kitten heel.
For those who can wear the 4-inch, the 4-inch heels, you go right ahead.
We know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Me can't wear them.
I
so
can't wear them.
I stick to kitten heels.
Me too.
That's
Anything
my
over
thing.
2 3/4, can't walk in it.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
go up to 3, but
Can't walk in it.
nowadays they all put them the knees.
Can't walk in it. The knees are not like the days when you used to log on and weddy.
Exactly.
No.
Not at all.
And Wacky dip and
Wacky
Willy
dip
Bumps.
and Willy Bumps.
Not like back in that time. No.
Alright, September is upon us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the school, we just prepared the little ones for school and all of that.
Yes.
Tell me now, how your parents used to prepare you for September morning school?
Oh.
I know, like with mine, the usual, we used to get we wash out in August.
Listen,
Then
people don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore.
No, me don't come in and do it either.
I do it.
You
I
do
do
it?
it, yes.
Me don't do it.
I do it. You see, remember when I tell you that I'm trying to be healthy and all that kind of stuff? You see, once I started my family, as you call it, wash out, worm out, that was a thing. That was a thing. My sister also, she does that as well. Because we grew up country. We knew our great grandmother, grandmother, and our mother.
Mm-hmm.
We know all of them 4 ladies there. So, and we grew up on bush.
Oh, okay.
Everything was bush and everything was from home. So all of the stuff that you buy in the market, we used to grow that in our backyard. Mango, apple, guava, everything.
Wow.
You see, even lychee, what people were crazy for, girl. We used to walk and pick that off a tree on roadside.
I know me pay how much money for lychee.
$1 million for 1 pound of lychee, yeah. But that same washout thing, it's a thing in our home.
Okay.
It palatable now. Them time they really taste
That's
really
true,
bad. So mommy used to wake us up, when you're full, when you just wake up, she wake us up like midnight and she give us. So you're drinking and you're not so cognizant of what's going on. And so that's one thing she used to do. And when she go buy the shoes, she mark your foot on the cardboard and cut it out and carry it.
Yep.
And then the uniform, she go make the uniform. What else? What else she used to do?
And one thing I know, we give our children options now. So we'll take them or we show them online the bags and they pick the one and the character. Me remember, anything your mother go and buy, that's it.
Anything.
Whatever shoes, whatever bag,
anything
at all, is it? Yep. So you couldn't not like it.
Choices. Are you employed? No. Exactly. Well, you take what you get to know.
And what about wrapping the books with
and
brown
the book
paper?
With the brown paper. It was brown paper and there was something else that they used to like gift paper.
The gift paper.
The pretty paper.
Yeah.
And used to do that as well.
Gift paper did expensive.
It was
so
expensive.
The brown paper.
So the brown,
Yeah, man.
But sometimes I got the gift paper.
The brown paper now everybody have that see-through color thing when we can't use and wrap no book at all.
When I start wrap book, yes.
Them have this clear stick-on thing now that they put on the books. Yeah, that's the in thing now.
Okay.
This adhesive clear thing.
Okay.
But it come in colors, bright colors, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I buy it, I said to my husband, how hard this is, make we wrap it.
And it was hard?
Me useless when it come to my hand, so.
Oh.
They never wrap so good here, that's all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I prefer my brown paper. Give me the brown paper.
That one was easy. You just clip certain place and just stick it down with tape.
But nowadays they use that and you can hardly find the brown paper.
You can hardly find it. Everything is more advanced and easy to use. And easy is relative. Easy to use for this generation, not for our generation. Because we use something totally different.
Totally different. We're built rough and tough.
Yeah, we're built.
We're resilient.
We are. We go through hard life. We are.
It's not easy nowadays. Everything is like timetabled and this and that and whatever. And we are going to book every book in your bag. When you reach your school, teachers say, alright, because in maths one today.
Today. We're going to do English today.
Everything now is timetabled and kids know what they do. Man. And I'll know a meal that I can't eat before you reach.
Yes, for the whole month. For the whole month, every day of the week.
Anything you know what their school and
anything you're going to get. Anything you're going to get.
So if a porridge can't eat cook, a porridge you have to go eat
today. Super rice and chicken.
And you have to use it today. Your mother go cuss us and me pay my money. Or I remember in my days we didn't have even nice food in the canteen. Like hot dog was the nicest thing. I mean, and in I used to carry lunch when I canteen.
Oh.
And for lunch, we never had nice things that these kids have now.
These kids are eating
Snackables
foolishness.
and this and that.
That's what it is.
Egg sandwich, cheese
Foolishness.
sandwich,
Back
but
in
butter
the
and
day,
cheese.
we used to get
Or you carry your food, your rice and your
or you
chicken.
carry your food.
Yeah.
We used to get soup. I don't think they make soup for kids anymore. I'm not sure.
The kids don't really want it, so.
Aiden loves
Yeah.
soup.
When they do it at school, most kids don't really want it at school.
Or
Maybe they have
probably
it at
messed
home.
them up. Or probably because it messed them up.
But them not really. But my son don't eat a thing.
Aiden is like, he loves his belly. So.
I don't eat a thing. Patty.
Him love patty, him love pizza, him love
Patty,
those kind of
pizza,
stuff.
hot dog.
And, well,
That's
really,
it.
he doesn't like anything that has. He doesn't like bread with anything on it. He like
Oh,
dry
okay.
bread,
Mhm.
dry crackers,
My
dry
dry
bun.
rice.
dry bun, dry noodles. Him eat like like the it's not ramen. Him love ramen, but spaghetti.
Yeah.
Dry
Just the
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
He might eat it,
Kids. And they're all different.
and they're all
Oh
different.
God. All different. But alright, fun time. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Mhm.
And this is I call this when was the last time segment.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Ready for it?
Ooh, all right, ready.
When was the last time you cried?
Oh wow. Last week.
Maybe all the time.
Last week.
You
You see,
know,
since I
Mama?
have 8
Yes.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. I know because I used to be the rough and tough person.
Yes.
Nobody can break me. Me not bad for nothing. You can come as hard as you want. Me bounce off. Having my son, oh my God, me bad every minute. And up to he's 7 and I'm still crying.
This week, it was Tuesday when I dropped him at school.
Yeah.
And no, Wednesday. So it was a couple of days ago, and I dropped him at school, and him just walk away. And I remember the first time I brought him to school, and I was like, I was pumped in the car. I said, yes, finally freedom. And I said, Aiden, don't cry now when mommy leave you. Don't cry. Him walk in the class, and he's like, my people, I have come. Because him says, other little kids, and him just walk will leave me. And I'm like, where are the tears? Where is the mommy don't leave? And him just gone, and me just start bawling.
Yes.
And somebody was like, hush mommy, tomorrow it will be better. I sat down in the car for probably like 20 minutes, and my eyes them swell up and I have ego, and I was like, trust me, it was
kids.
Yeah.
You know other kids.
them change you.
Yep.
Them
They make
change
you
you.
ball. That's me. So when was the last time you cuss off somebody?
Whoa.
Because I have people
Whoa.
every day. That's my everyday thing.
Wow. No. There's another thing too I've learned to becoming a parent. I need to be more zen.
Okay.
So
You
I've
need to learn
been
that.
I've been a little bit more zen. So I'm not as see one time before me a baby and me a drive, anybody. Me a roll down my window, My sister used to be so embarrassed, she never used to like drive with me. Me a roll down the window and me a cuss them off and me a say dirty things. Probably not straight expletives, but me a call them all sorts of things. And then me roll up at my window. But ever since with Aiden, I
Yes.
realized I can't do that because most of the time he's in the car with me. And I remember one time somebody was in the car, and somebody bad drive me, and I started to press the horn really hard. And he said, Mommy, that's not nice. You can't do that. That's loud. And I'm like, oh God, when these kids correct you.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, Papa, I'm so sorry. I won't do it
True.
again. So I realized that I had to be more zen. So I don't cuss off. I can't remember the last time I do that.
Me? Every day, yesterday.
Well, thank God not today. Thank God not today.
Girls, it's
Taxi
people
driver?
yesterday.
Taxi driver?
No.
Does that okay, that's another person. Alright.
Me need to be more zen. That's what I need. I promised myself. So for the rest of the year, I'm not cuss nobody, I'm not fuss with nobody. So, yeah. I'm going to be a little bit more zen.
Every time somebody upset me, I just go,
No, sir.
and then I just continue.
No, that's my usual
Breathe.
thing. Not because somebody are there.
Breathe.
Claudine, settle down.
Settle down, Claudine.
Be more zen.
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you bought something expensive? Every day, yeah.
Yesterday, I buy Tutti Frutti.
Yeah. Every day, can you have a picnic? Every day.
Man,
What's
I bought
picnic?
Tutti Frutti yesterday, and that was expensive. Anything over $1,000. As a matter of fact, if I go to KFC, and I hardly go to KFC, that's expensive.
Trust me. Anything. Yeah, what's your picnic? You're gonna be spending.
Mhm.
It's like every day. Every
Every
day. Trust me. When was the last time you ate with a spoon?
Almost every day.
Okay.
Anytime I eat rice.
You're a spoon
You
girl.
look at me now, use my hand. I
You're a
am
spoon
a,
girl.
you know what I'm called, belly ass?
Yeah.
That's me. Love my belly.
Oh God.
Yes.
That's you. Eat with
Every
a spoon
day.
all the
Yes.
time.
But you know, when you have visitors over, you have to be proper, so you use your fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to, yeah.
All right. What advice? Because we're wrapping up now.
Yes.
Okay. So, what advice or words of encouragement would you give to the listeners?
Okay. So if you are someone who wants to do something that has to do with entrepreneur, like, you know, exploring your entrepreneurial skills, just know that an idea can come from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your idea, also ensure that you surround yourself with a proper support system. Not naysayers who will kill your dream,
Yes.
but people who will say to you, try this way, or will literally go and help you to do the research
Yes.
and bring your dream to a reality. Because even the oh honey thing, I have a friend, the same girl who gave me the bottles.
Yeah.
The same girl who gave me the bottles, she helped me to create the labels because she was so excited for me.
Yes.
You understand? So no idea is a bad idea. Surround yourself with a strong support system. And also, most importantly, do your research. At the end of the day, when you do most of the work and you see your dream become a reality, you're going to feel so self-satisfied
Yes.
and accomplished and said, I did this thing. And you will also learn a lot, because when somebody takes something and give it to you,
You don't learn the
give you a
lessons from
fish,
that.
no.
Yeah.
Teach you to fish is
Mhm.
different. Or when you teach yourself to fish or learn to fish, it's totally different.
I love that.
And then because of that, you may develop a passion, and what you're presenting to people, it's of quality. When somebody give you something, you just plan and just, you know, because. But once it's a passion, and once you do your research and know, say, yo, it take me sleepless nights and whole heap of money invested in this thing, it cannot fail, you will not allow it to fail. So yeah.
Great. Wonderful words of advice and encouragement, people. I hope you're listening and I hope you took it all in, you know. But before we end, I have some reviews here from Amazon about your book.
Oh wait, okay.
So I'm just going to read two of them, you know.
Okay. You did that.
To give the listeners, you know, just an idea of how people have been loving the books.
Yes.
Or the book and the next one coming
Come
out
in,
that
right.
people you need to go and get.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, please.
So, one of the reviews, very good book for your kids to read, and it's picture friendly.
Mm-hmm.
My baby is just 4 months and she enjoyed looking at the pictures while I read to her. I recommend this book.
Recommend
Recommend it.
Big
okay?
word.
And another one says, this book teaches a very important lesson that parents may oftentimes overlook when raising their children.
Wow.
It's always better to share.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
That one is nice. I
So
didn't see that one.
people loving the book.
Yeah.
So you know you have to keep pushing, because another person said, and see it here manifesting,
Yes.
it was a great read, love the story, and it makes me want to know more about the little adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have a series to this, please?
Yes.
I want more.
It's
And
called
see there.
Aiden Learns. That's the series, Aiden Learns.
There you go, and it's manifesting because we're out with the second book.
We're
so
out
the
with the
series
second
starts
book.
already.
Yes.
All right. And I mean, another one. This is the last one I'll read, but there are many others. So, guys, this is just some of the Amazon reviews.
Yes.
You know. So you can go on Amazon. But Keisha will soon tell you how to get
Yes.
the books. This one said, I love this book. My favorite book to read with my son. Highly recommend.
That word again.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Keisha, how can we get in touch with you? And how can we purchase view the books?
All right, so depending on your location or depending on your choice, you can actually purchase the book on Amazon. So you just go on Amazon, you can type in Aiden Learns, and the two books will actually come up. So whether it's Aiden Learns to Share that you want or Aiden Learns Responsibility, both of them will actually come up. If you want to purchase a book from me, I have copies that I literally drive around with, because a lot of times people will stop me and be like, you have any books? I just want one. And so I have those. Additionally, there is a store called Pitney Pampering.
Yes.
They literally pamper your pitney them. Literally. So I have some books.
And that's
in that
Pitney
store.
Pampering is in Mall Plaza?
It's not Mall Plaza, it's Parkington Plaza.
Parkington
so that's
Plaza.
near to VMBS on Half-a-Tree Road.
Okay.
So yes, it's at Parkington Plaza. And so some of my books is in that location.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So there's many places.
Yes.
And for all my overseas listeners, because
yes.
this is global.
Yes, ma'am.
Talking
Yes,
it into
ma'am.
You can always purchase the book on Amazon.
Yes.
So many ways to get the book. And I'll put everything in the show notes, guys. So all of Keisha contact and where you can get the books will be in the show notes.
Thank you.
So don't fear. It's here.
It's here. Information is here.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you so much, Keisha. It
Thank
was
you for
a
having
great,
me.
great convo. And as I said before, I just learned how you use your lessons with your son. The experiences, and put them into lessons for all of us to learn from.
Yes.
And that's so good. So keep up the good work. You
Thank
got
you.
the idea, the light bulb moment went off, and you pushed through. And it's impacting all of us right now. I'm just love that. You make
Thank
love
you.
say you never give up, and you just pursued, because we family, everybody's learning from
Yes, thank you.
your books and your series. So keep pushing, girl.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming, and letting my listeners know a little about you, and how you can just, although you wear many hats, you can still do many things.
Yes.
And I want my listeners to realize that talking to Keisha now, I've learned so much. Job security is not there again,
It's
so you
not.
have to do something.
Yes.
So now sit down on your butts, guys. If you have an idea, try and move, do something.
Yes. Money is there to be made.
And she keeps saying it, try.
You
have to try something.
Yes.
And a lot of us, even as Black parents,
Yes.
never said, Black people, Jamaican people, we sit down and we talk about picnic or pension. Not anymore.
No,
We have
no.
to build generational wealth.
Wealth.
And to do that, one job, now go cut it, two job, now go cut it, we have to do something on the side. So follow your passion, follow the little light bulbs that go off in your head. Everything now is accessible to us. So there's always a way.
There's always a way.
Do something.
Yes.
Right? Who did sing the song? Do something. Do something. I don't think it's
I think
that.
it's cartel.
Okay.
So yes, but it's not in this context.
It's not in this
It's not
context,
in
but
this
also do something. Get up and do
Trust
something,
me, that's in
guys.
this context.
Maybe it's more in line with me and cussing off people. But
Yeah.
Get
Yes,
up and
that's what it was.
get up and, well, it's in the same context, because if you don't get up and do something to build your wealth and to get something, then something not gonna do you.
Yes.
So guys, let this be a lesson for you. Try. Thank you, Keisha.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
No problem. So guys, as I said before, everything about Keisha and how you can contact her and get the books will be in the show notes. So please look in the show notes, and don't forget to subscribe to Mindful Podcast with Claudine Lee, and also do me a big favor, guys. Go on Spotify and Apple Podcast and give this podcast a rating and a review. That's how people worldwide will see and hear this podcast. Don't forget, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give me a rating and a review. Thank you, my beautiful people. And until then, see ya!
That was a nice conversation.
Yes, it was. That was good, not true?
Yes, it was. Let's just hope it was recorded.
Yeah, man. It recorded.
Your phone. 1 hour and 14 minutes. Somebody there call you.
Good. Man, they put it on airplane mode.
See, but the call still came up.
It did come up?
Yeah.
Oh, but it not. You know, okay.